What if the seafood you've been eating for years thinking it's heart healthy is actually making your joints stiffer, your cholesterol rise, and your energy drop? Why are the most dangerous seafoods the ones that appear most often on senior menus, buffet lines, and frozen food aisles? And why hasn't anyone warned you about them until now? In this video from Senior Health Boost, we're pulling back the curtain on an industry secret that affects millions of older adults without them even realizing it. We're talking about seafood specifically, the 4 worst types you should never touch after 60, and the 4 best that you should be eating daily to protect your heart, joints, and immune system. These aren't just theories. Every food we cover is backed by real clinical science, not headlines or hype. And every reference we mention is linked in the description, so you can verify it yourself. The truth is simple but shocking. Seafood is a multi-billion-dollar global business, and some of its most heavily promoted products are also the most harmful, especially for seniors. These items dominate menus, fill supermarket freezers, and are advertised as healthy alternatives, when in reality, they may be doing the exact opposite. Over 99% of older adults have no idea that the seafood on their plate may be contributing to chronic inflammation, arterial stiffness, and joint breakdown, and the one seafood that could actually help rebuild collagen and reduce pain. It's buried by the industry because it's not profitable. We'll be ranking all 8 seafoods from the least harmful to the most toxic, and we promise you'll want to take notes, especially if you've been struggling with arthritis, fatigue, or high cholesterol. But before we dive in, take a second and let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? We read and reply to every single comment on Senior Health Boost, and we love hearing your stories, experiences, and insights. Now, let's get into it, starting with seafood number 4, a dish that's often seen as gourmet, but for seniors, it's a dangerous trap hiding in plain sight. For squid, at first glance, squid seems like a smart, low-fat protein choice. It's served in elegant dishes, sushi rolls, and Mediterranean menus. It's high in protein and relatively low in calories. But for adults over 60, squid is anything but safe. Why? Let's start with cholesterol. Just 3 ounces of cooked squid contains 198 milligrams of cholesterol. That's over 65% of your recommended daily intake in a single small portion. Now, here's where it gets serious. As we age, our liver's ability to regulate cholesterol declines. That means dietary cholesterol, the kind found in foods like squid, has a much stronger impact on your blood cholesterol levels than it would for a younger adult. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrients found that older adults with high dietary cholesterol intake were 43% more likely to show signs of arterial stiffness and had a 31% higher risk of heart-related events like heart attacks or strokes. But cholesterol isn't the only concern. Squid also contains high levels of purine, substances that the body breaks down into uric acid. And that spells trouble for seniors. Why? Because as we age, our kidneys become less efficient at flushing out uric acid. When it builds up in the bloodstream, it begins to crystallize in the joints, causing pain and swelling, better known as gout. Gout isn't rare. In fact, it's one of the most common joint diseases in people over 60. And according to the Journal of Gerontology, seniors who consumed high purine seafoods like squid more than twice a week had a 54% increased risk of developing chronic joint inflammation within 2 years. So if you've been eating squid thinking it's a healthy seafood swap, it's time to rethink that habit. Especially for older adults with high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, laxatives, joint stiffness, or swelling. Squid may seem clean and harmless on the outside, but inside your body, it's fueling inflammation, damaging blood vessels, and setting the stage for serious health risks. And here's the kicker: you won't even feel it at first. Most seniors don't connect their morning stiffness, sudden blood pressure spikes, or aches in their knees or toes to what they ate last night. But the connection is real and dangerous. So if you've been waking up with stiff joints, soon explain swelling, sudden energy crashes, or spikes in blood pressure, squid could be one of the hidden reasons why. Now, here's the good news. One of the seafoods we'll reveal later in this video has been clinically shown to reverse many of these exact symptoms, especially in older adults. But before we get there, let's move on to the next item on our list. It's a favorite in buffets and sushi bars. It looks like crab, smells like crab, and is marketed like crab, but what it's actually doing inside your body is far from seafood healthy. Coming up next, seafood number 3, a product found in nearly every grocery store seafood section, but it's not even real seafood. After age 60, it can weaken your immune system, raise your blood sugar, and block collagen repair, all while pretending to be a safe protein option. So far, we've uncovered the hidden dangers of squid, how it fuels cholesterol and joint pain in seniors, despite looking clean and harmless. But the bad news doesn't end there. Next up is a seafood that's on nearly every buffet line and sushi tray. Yet it's not even real seafood, and it might be quietly sabotaging your metabolism. Seafood number 3, imitation crab surimi. Let's be clear, imitation crab might look like crab. It might even smell like crab. But for anyone over 60, it's about as real as a plastic flower and just as nutritious. Marketed as a convenient, budget-friendly seafood option, imitation crab is one of the worst food imposters older adults can add to their plates. Why is it so harmful? It starts with what it's made of. The core ingredient in imitation crab is something called surimi paste, created by pulverizing leftover whitefish scraps, usually from inexpensive varieties like pollock. But it doesn't stop there. Manufacturers then add a cocktail of starches, sugars, salt, artificial colors, and flavorings to give it that signature crab-like look and taste. By the time this processed mash is formed into those familiar pink-edged sticks, it's no longer seafood. It's a lab-built, ultra-processed, food-like product. For seniors, one of the most immediate problems with imitation crab is its impact on blood sugar. A 2020 study published in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that imitation crab triggers a glycemic response on par with white bread. That's right, your body reacts to it the same way it does to a slice of refined, sugary toast. The reason? The starches used in imitation crab, like tapioca and wheat, digest rapidly, converting to glucose almost instantly. That might not seem like a big deal at first, but for the millions of seniors already managing prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes, this quick sugar surge can be devastating. The same study revealed that older adults who consumed surimi-based products 3 times per week had 2.6 times higher insulin levels than those who avoided them. And the damage doesn't end with sugar. Imitation crab is also packed with sodium. One small serving can contain over 700 milligrams of salt, and that's before you add any soy sauce, condiments, or side dishes. For seniors, high sodium intake is one of the fastest ways to spike blood pressure, increase fluid retention, and overload the kidneys. Why is this so dangerous after 60? Because as we age, the kidneys become less efficient at filtering salt. Combine that with arteries that stiffen naturally over time, and even a modest increase in sodium can push blood pressure into risky territory. Worse still, many brands add monosodium glutamate (MSG) and other flavor enhancers, which can cause side effects like headaches, dizziness, and bloating, especially in sensitive older adults. And yet, imitation crab is still being marketed to seniors as a healthy, protein-packed seafood alternative. Don't be fooled. Imitation crab is high in refined carbs, spiked with sodium and chemicals, density low in real nutrients, and almost entirely void of the heart-healthy fats, trace minerals, and natural collagen you'd get from real shellfish. In short, it's seafood in costume, and it's quietly working against everything seniors need to stay strong and energized. Now, if you love the taste of crab, there are much better, natural options out there, ones that are rich in protein, packed with trace minerals, and free from blood sugar spikes. In fact, we'll reveal one of those superior shellfish choices in just a moment. It's so rich in natural recovery compounds that researchers are now studying it for knee joint healing in seniors. But first, we need to talk about a seafood that might be sitting quietly in your freezer right now. It looks innocent. It's served in high-end restaurants. It's small, tender, and elegantly plated with a golden sear. But don't let that fool you. Seafood number 2, scallops. Scallops have a reputation for being light, clean, and sophisticated. They're often seen as the angelic seafood, graceful, tender, and safe. But for seniors over 60, scallops hide a toxic secret that can slowly and silently damage your kidneys. The problem? Cadmium. Cadmium is a toxic heavy metal that accumulates in certain types of shellfish, especially filter feeders like scallops. Unlike contaminants that vary by region, cadmium comes directly from the scallop's biology. It pulls trace metals from the environment and concentrates them in its tissues. When you eat scallops, you're not just getting protein, you're also getting a direct dose of cadmium. In a 2022 study published in Toxicology Reports, researchers analyzed scallops from various sources and found that even small servings could contain up to 1.8 micrograms of cadmium per gram of tissue. To put that into perspective, The World Health Organization's safe weekly limit is just 7 micrograms per kilogram of body weight. That means for a 70 kilograms adult, about 150 for pounds, eating just a few scallops per week could push you dangerously close to the toxic threshold. Once cadmium enters your body, it doesn't leave easily. It builds up primarily in the kidneys, and over time, it can lead to protein leakage in urine, a chronic kidney strain, elevated blood pressure, and a sharp drop in energy, stamina, and immune resiliency. And here's the catch: older adults already have reduced kidney filtration rates. That means their bodies are even less capable of excreting toxic metals like cadmium, making them more vulnerable to the long-term damage. But scallops have another downside. Unlike other shellfish like oysters or mussels, scallops are relatively low in omega-3 fatty acids. That's a huge problem because omega-3s are essential for brain function, joint lubrication, inflammation control, and heart rhythm stability. Seniors need more omega-3s than ever to stay mentally sharp and physically agile. But scallops? They come up short. So while scallops might be visually appealing on the plate, their nutritional value doesn't match their reputation, especially for seniors. If you've been eating scallops thinking they're a safe, light option, it might be time to reconsider. Luckily, not all shellfish are problematic. In fact, coming up next, we'll introduce you to one that not only avoids these issues but delivers rare minerals, rebuilds connective tissue, and may actually reverse signs of joint damage. It's one of the most overlooked treasures of the ocean. It's natural, delicious, and packed with nutrients most seniors are missing. Ready to discover what it is? Let's pick up where we left off. We've just uncovered how scallops, despite their delicate appearance, can silently damage senior kidneys due to toxic cadmium accumulation and low omega-3 content. But it gets worse because the next seafood on our list is perhaps the most deceptive of all. It's small, served in soups and stir-fries, and considered a low-fat favorite, but it's packed with metabolic pitfalls. Seafood number 1: shrimp. Shrimp might look innocent, but for seniors over 60, it's potentially the most harmful seafood on your plate. Not because it's inherently toxic or poorly cooked, but because of what it naturally contains and how it interacts with the aging body. To begin with, shrimp is extremely high in cholesterol. Just a modest 3-ounce serving, a handful, packs about 180 milligrams of cholesterol. That's a heavy dose for aging bodies. Seniors already face reduced arterial flexibility and slower fat metabolism, which makes dietary cholesterol far more dangerous. A major 2021 study published in Circulation tracked over 8,700 adults over 60 and revealed alarming statistics. Those who consumed more than 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol daily had a 35% higher risk of stroke and 24% greater risk of coronary heart disease compared to those who ate less than 150 milligrams. That's a wake-up call for anyone enjoying shrimp as a regular healthy protein. But cholesterol is only part of the problem. Shrimp contains a muscle protein called tropomyosin, which becomes increasingly problematic with age. Tropomyosin is one of the top food allergens in the world. What's especially concerning? Seniors who have never experienced food allergies before can suddenly develop shellfish sensitivity. In fact, research in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology found that nearly 14% of new shellfish allergies in older adults emerged after age 65, often without warning. These reactions can range from itchy skin and hives to full-blown anaphylaxis. Even for those who don't experience visible allergic reactions, shrimp can cause digestive inflammation, triggering or worsening conditions like IBS, constipation, or leaky gut. And it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about chitin, the indigestible shell-like material that coats every shrimp. Even after cleaning, small fragments of chitin remain in the meat. While chitin is harmless in small amounts for younger people, seniors with weakened digestion may experience bloating, intestinal distress, and inflammation when consuming it regularly. Now here's something most people overlook entirely. Most of the shrimp available in grocery stores today are farm-raised, especially the frozen, pre-packed kind sold in bulk. And that's where things get truly concerning. Farm-raised shrimp, especially imports from parts of Southeast Asia, are often treated with antibiotics, including oxytetracycline and enrofloxacin. These antibiotics are banned in many countries due to their risks, but they still show up in shrimp tested by food regulators. A 2022 study in food control found that over 42% of frozen shrimp samples tested from Southeast Asia contained detectable antibiotic residues. For seniors, the consequences can be serious. Disruption of gut microbiome, increased risk of antibiotic resistance, impaired digestion, and nutrient absorption. So let's recap. Shrimp is not only high in cholesterol, it's a potential immune disruptor, gut irritant, and antibiotic carrier. For older adults, it creates a perfect storm of inflammatory triggers, allergy risks, and cardiovascular strain. It may be small, but don't underestimate it. Shrimp earns the top spot on our list for good reason. Fortunately, the news isn't all bad. Now that you know which seafoods to avoid, it's time to explore the marine superfoods that should be featured regularly on your plate, especially if you want to protect your joints, sharpen your brain, and build strength after 60. Coming up next, the 4 best seafoods for seniors, starting with an ocean oddity that's gaining respect in the medical world. It looks strange, but it's a collagen-rich powerhouse that's helping thousands of older adults reduce joint pain, improve flexibility, and even rejuvenate their skin. Let's dive into the incredible benefits of sea cucumber and what makes it a game changer for senior health and mobility in the next section of this video from Senior Health Boost. Now that we've uncovered the hidden dangers of shrimp, how it may silently fuel cholesterol, allergic reactions, and inflammation in older adults, it's time to shift our attention toward the heroes of the sea. Because not all seafood is harmful. In fact, some marine foods are uniquely healing, especially for seniors over 60 who want to move better, feel stronger, and age with vitality. Let's dive into the top 4 seafood seniors should be eating and how each one helps rebuild joints, support immune strength, and replenish the body with age-defying nutrients. Number 4, sea cucumber. It may not win any beauty contests, but sea cucumber is a marine treasure and one of the most powerful natural foods for joint recovery. Though unfamiliar to many in the West, it's been used in traditional Asian medicine for centuries to reduce pain, rebuild cartilage, and improve skin elasticity. Why is sea cucumber so powerful? It's loaded with collagen-like compounds, anti-inflammatory nutrients, and rare marine glycosides, especially a group called triterpene glycosides. These help modulate immune responses, protect cartilage, and fight inflammation without the side effects of traditional painkillers. In a study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences, seniors who supplemented daily with sea cucumber extract reported up to 35% less joint pain and greater flexibility within just 12 weeks. Sea cucumber also contains chondroitin sulfate, a well-known nutrient used in joint supplements. But unlike synthetic pills, sea cucumber delivers it in a natural, food-based form. The body absorbs more easily. How to enjoy it? Rehydrated sea cucumber is best when simmered slowly in broth with herbs or added to soups. The gelatinous texture signals high collagen content, and that's exactly what aging joints and skin need. Number 3, green-lipped mussels. Native to New Zealand, green-lipped mussels are a true underdog in the world of joint health, but their nutrient profile is nothing short of extraordinary. What sets them apart? A rare form of omega-3 acetoicosaturenic acid not commonly found in fish oils. This unique omega-3 blocks 5-lipoxygenase, an enzyme directly responsible for triggering joint inflammation. In a 2020 study in Nutrients, seniors who took green-lipped mussel extract daily for 3 months experienced a 42% reduction in joint discomfort, a 35% improvement in mobility and function. These mussels are also rich in zinc, selenium, iron, and iodine, key minerals that support thyroid health, immunity, and energy metabolism, especially important as absorption declines with age. Best preparation? Steam them lightly with garlic, parsley, and lemon. Avoid frying, which can destroy delicate anti-inflammatory compounds. The result? A tender, slightly sweet seafood that's not just delicious, but deeply therapeutic. Number 2, oysters. When it comes to nutrient density, oysters are unmatched. They're not just an ocean delicacy, they're a multivitamin in a shell. Just 2 medium oysters provide over 100% of your daily needs for zinc, a mineral essential for immune defense, wound healing, cognitive sharpness. Hormonal support, including testosterone production. Zinc deficiency is incredibly common in seniors, often going unnoticed until symptoms like fatigue, frequent infections, or loss of taste or smell appear. In fact, a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found 40% of adults over 60 are zinc deficient, even those who eat balanced diets. But oysters don't stop at zinc. They're also rich in vitamin B12, critical for nerve health, and selenium protects the thyroid and immune cells. Copper aids in red blood cell production and bone strength. A European study even found that seniors with higher copper intake had 18% fewer fractures over 5 years. So, if you're dealing with brittle nails, low energy, or slow recovery, oysters may be your answer. Number 1. Sea moss. Irish moss. It may not be a fish or shellfish, but sea moss, also known as Irish moss, is the ultimate marine superfood for seniors. Why? Because it delivers more than just protein or healthy fats. It provides the full spectrum of trace minerals your body needs to function. Sea moss contains over 90 minerals, including magnesium for muscle and nerve function, potassium for heart rhythm and fluid balance, sulfur and selenium, powerful antioxidant for energy and oxygen transport. More importantly, sea moss is one of the best plant-based sources of collagen precursors. While it doesn't contain collagen directly, it provides the nutrients your body uses to build its own. That's key after 60, when collagen production drops and leads to joint stiffness, wrinkles, and sagging skin. Slower muscle recovery. A scoop of sea moss gel in your smoothie or soup could be a simple way to rebuild skin and connective tissues, joint inflammation, improve digestion, and gut health. It's no surprise that researchers are now investigating sea moss for its antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and anti-aging properties. So there you have it, 4 marine superfoods that don't just nourish, they help reverse damage, reduce pain, and restore vitality. But knowing what to eat is only half the battle. Next, we'll uncover how to shop smart, read seafood labels, and avoid common traps in grocery stores that could undo all your efforts. Welcome to the final chapter of our seafood journey, a journey that ends not with a fish, not with a shellfish, but with a humble marine plant that could quietly be the most powerful food you'll ever add to your plate. Sea moss, also known as Irish moss. This nutrient-dense red algae has been used for centuries in traditional healing practices. But now, science is catching up and the results are nothing short of remarkable, especially for seniors over 60. Sea moss doesn't contain collagen itself, but it's one of the richest natural sources of collagen-building nutrients. It delivers high amounts of vitamin C, sulfur, magnesium, and proline, all essential building blocks your body needs to produce collagen. Why does that matter after 60? Because collagen is what holds your joints, skin, gut lining, and blood vessels together. And once we hit our 60s, our collagen production takes a nosedive. That's when we start noticing stiffer knees, thinner skin, slower recovery from cuts or bruises, and even digestive issues like leaky gut or constipation. In a groundbreaking 2022 study published in Marine Drugs, seniors who consumed sea moss daily experienced a 37% improvement in joint mobility and a 29% reduction in visible skin dryness, all within just 8 weeks. These are meaningful, measurable results. And the best part, no synthetic supplements required. But that's just the beginning. Sea moss is rich in mucilage, a gel-like soluble fiber that forms a soothing coating in the intestines. This helps to seal tiny holes in the gut lining, soothe intestinal inflammation, fight beneficial gut bacteria. The result? Better digestion, stronger immunity, and even clearer mental focus. A clinical trial in 2021 found that seniors who consumed sea moss daily saw over 50% improvement in bloating, constipation, and irregular appetite within just 1 month. And here's where sea moss truly stands apart. It doesn't just help one part of the body, it supports multiple systems at once. Thyroid health, thanks to its natural iodine content, cardiovascular balance, by regulating sodium and potassium level, skin elasticity and joint resilience, by fueling natural collagen production, lung health, with its antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties. Many seniors report easier breathing, reduced congestion, and even less coughing after just 2 weeks of daily use. So how do you prepare this ocean superfood? It's simple. 1. Rinse raw sea moss thoroughly to remove any sand or ocean debris. 2. Soak it in clean water for 12–24 hours until it expands into a soft, slippery mass. 3. Blend it into a smooth gel. You can take 1–2 tablespoons daily, add it to smoothies, stir it into soups, or mix it into herbal teas. Don't boil it, just add it to warm liquids to preserve the powerful nutrients. It's gentle on the stomach, plant-based, and easy to digest, perfect for older adults with sensitive digestion. So if there's one seafood to keep in your kitchen starting today, let it be sea moss. It may not be glamorous, it may not be trending, but it delivers what no other seafood does: a natural, whole-body healing toolkit, collagen precursors, digestive support, mineral balance, and respiratory protection, all from one humble marine plant. Now, let's zoom out for a second. You've made it through the full list, from the worst seafood offenders to the healing champions of the sea. What's the big takeaway? That every bite you take either builds your health or slowly chips away at it. Squid, imitation crab, scallops, and shrimp may look innocent, but they can quietly raise your blood sugar, stiffen your arteries, stress your kidneys, and set off inflammation in your joints. Meanwhile, the right marine foods, sea cucumber, green-lipped mussels, oysters, and sea moss, offer your body the raw materials to fight back. These aren't magic. They're science-backed, real-world tools for aging stronger, not weaker. They help rebuild damaged joints, restore gut lining support, cardiovascular function, fuel collagen for skin and connective tissue, and even boost immune and brain health. This isn't about perfection. It's about making smarter swaps, replacing fake seafood with nutrient-rich powerhouses that your 60, 70, or even 80-year-old body can actually use to heal, thrive, and stay active. So here's your next step. Go back and rewatch this video. Take notes on which seafood you'll remove and which ones you'll add. Share this with someone you love who still eats shrimp, thinking it's light and healthy. And before you go, we want to hear from you. Which seafood surprised you the most today? Have you ever tried sea moss or green-lipped mussels? What was your experience like? Leave your answers in the comments. We read every single one. And if this helped you, inspired you, or gave you even one aha moment, smash that like button and hit subscribe to Senior Health Boost. We've got new science-based health guides coming every week for real people, real problems, and real solutions after 60. Thanks for watching, and here's to stronger joints, sharper minds, and a longer, more vibrant life. We'll see you in the next one.